Welcome back, family and friends of the internet. Okay, guys, my name is Samantha. I'm going to break this down for you. Is it, in fact, AI, or does Candace Owens and her husband actually own these 15 properties that I'm fixing to show you in this clip? Now, I know how easy it is to be deceived. I literally do this for a living, and I have debunked so many schemes and scams and all kinds of stuff that sometimes it's mind-blowing because you don't know who to trust any longer. And here is the thing about Candace Owens. She has decided she's going to sell T-shirts to cover the quote of $5 million for her lawsuit that's been brought against her by the Macrons, the defamation case. But here's what I don't understand. Candace, love, why don't you and Georgie Poo sell some of your property? Why would you ask American citizens that you drug unwillingly into this fight with you to cover your legal fees? You could sell one property and cover your legal fees, not to mention you yourself are worth $5 million. So if you spent your own money on your own lawsuit and then lived off your husband, you guys would still have $195 million to live on. That is not rumor. I'm going to prove it to you. And if you aren't willing to watch the video, then do not bother commenting, because I personally don't care what you think. I care about proof. Well, how are you going to get proof, Samantha? Well, because they brag about it. That's how I'm going to get proof. First, we're going to start with what you got.
And this lawsuit, we got an estimate this weekend from a legal team. It is going to cost us millions. I don't have that money. I really don't. If they don't drop this at some point, blah, 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 here's how much it's going to cost you just to get through the deposition phase. How much it's going to cost you to go all the way through. And they are estimating $5 million. It's like a lot of money. And we do not have that money just laying around. So I thought we could actually sell some T-shirts. I just picture people wearing this like at the grocery store, like walking by each other, and like we know what it means, like hashtag free Emmanuel. It's like subtle enough. I really like this, free Emmanuel. You're going to see somebody wearing a T-shirt and be like, we know what's up. We know what's going on in France. Somebody rescue.
Yeah, we're going to know what's up, that you're a Candace cult member. No offense to the ones of you that just die hard. But since you accused me of showing something on my channel that was AI, I figured I had a right to show you that it is not. This article was written June 5th of 2023, how George Farmer achieved a net worth of $180 million. Did you know that 40 is the average age to start a successful business? Surprisingly, more people under that age have become influential tycoons, proving age isn't the SI unit of starting and maintaining a successful business. George Farmer, a London-born entrepreneur and political investor, proved the fact. As of 2022, George Michael Farmer had a net worth of $180 million. So how did he achieve this? Okay. George Farmer's net worth of $180 million is known in the UK and the US thanks to his business and wife, Candace Owens' political influence. He is a well-known businessman at the age of 40. Hedge fund, managerial background, and ex-chairman of Turning Point UK. It says here, this is when they first got married. Candace Owens was worth $1 million. That was back in 2022. Wow. Her net worth has grown 5 times. She is now worth more than $5 million on her own. In 2018, he became the CEO of Parler, a social media app providing microblogging services. Funny thing, if you really want a rabbit hole, guys, go check how Candace Owens tried to get Kanye West to purchase Parler. Even though it was failing, they were trying to get him to purchase it. Okay, so according to Net Worth fever, George Former was born into a royal family. His father is Lord Michael Former, the former Conservative Party treasurer, and his mother, Jennifer Potts. Another factor that stood out for his father, who is dubbed Mr. Cooper, is that he invested in international grade famous metals, an industry raking in billions. The company was called Red Kite. Mr. Cooper climbed the ladder, became one of the UK's most successful businessmen, though he admits to growing up in the slums. George, his firstborn, so he had to learn to take charge of his two siblings' upbringings, yada, yada, yada. Let's keep going. To make up for his humble upbringing, Mr. Cooper ensured his kids went to the best schools. So George went to a prestigious school built in 1503, St. Paul's School. After graduating, George's nature to work hard also earned him first-class theology degree at St. Peter's College. And he joined an all-male club known as Bullingdon Boys. Y'all gonna make me deep dive these people, aren't you? Yeah, bet y'all aren't gonna like what I find out about them. Basically, joining and retaining membership at the prestigious Bullingdon Boys Club isn't a park walk. Someone much more influential can help you achieve this because the club officials check many things. Thanks to his father's influence, George became a member. And to show gratitude, Daddy donated $76,000 to the Conservative Party. So his wealth primarily comes from his business career, specialized in high quality metals like copper. Okay, so while we primarily wanted to focus on George Former, we can't overlook his wife's involvement in his life and career. They met when Turning Point UK was being launched, December 2018. Unsurprisingly, Candace was the subject of ridicule from the Democrat Party and the Black Lives Matter campaign. But she still wanted to rally support for minorities for Trump. She started a Blixit movement, which, if I remember correctly, they pay her over $200,000 a year. And it just goes on to show that in 2022, he was worth 180 million, which he had grown 30 million from 2020. So let's talk about their properties, because you guys seem to think that that was AI showing all those properties. Candace doesn't have that. George doesn't have that. I mean, maybe. Okay, so let's go down and look. He's a combination of inherited fortune, smart business ventures, and political engagements. His net worth is estimated between 180 million to 240 million. Much of his wealth comes from entrepreneurial ventures, including his consulting firm, Redfield and Wilton Strategies, and his hedge fund, Red Kite Group. Additionally, he makes around $40 million annually, that means yearly, from his real estate properties and other business investments. Former inherited a 12-bedroom luxury mansion in London worth $19.5 million, along with at least 10 more properties across the what, guys? Let's all say it together. United Kingdom, France, Morocco, and Belgium. In 2020, he purchased a large estate in Tennessee where he now lives with his family. Adding to his assets, he owns an 8-seater private jet, which he reportedly bought at an auction. So who wants to tell me that this is untrue and AI? Who in the comments wants to be first? Let's see.
Money? I really don't. If they don't drop this at some point, blah, 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 here's how much it's going to cost you just to get through the deposition phase. Here's how much it's going to cost you to go all the way through. And they are estimating $5 million. It's like a lot of money. And we do not have that money just laying around.
Yeah. Wow.
So I
Look,
thought
guys,
we could actually sell some t-shirts.
how about sell some property? Now, for the ones of you who are so sick of Candace Owens, I do apologize. But there's one thing I cannot stand, and that is blatant intentional ignorance. Folks, it's public knowledge how many properties the two of them have. They're married, they have children. Wouldn't you expect that her husband would help her? I mean, is that not a husband's job, for the love of God? Mine's working with a brain aneurysm. 7 weeks diagnosed of a brain aneurysm. My husband's working in the heat, in the sun, manual labor to keep my electricity on. So why can't George Former come up with $5 million? That's like me saying I can't come up with $25 to buy my dog meat on what my husband makes. I'm not saying you can't support whom you want. I'm not saying that you do or don't believe the Macron. I've never even really said how I feel about any of that. I never watched it. I never will. But to hear grown adults try to say that that video has been debunked, it's AI. No, that's Candace Owens claiming they just don't have $5 million lying around. And y'all are going to fall for that. And I know it's an irritating, ridiculous subject. And I shouldn't be required to have to come back and remake this video. But there's one thing I will not tolerate is for somebody to tell me that what I said was not true on my channel. Because I know how to research. And I don't care about any one person so much that I won't do background checks into them. I care about what Jesus says. And he says, shine a light into the darkness. Now, unfortunately, some of you claim to be Christians and sat through an 8-part series using AI and old, what was it, birth announcements. Do y'all realize that I'm almost 51? My birthday's just in a couple of days. My mother put a birth announcement out for me. I put birth announcements out for my children in my community when they were born because we didn't have social media then. We didn't even really have the internet. I know there was a time before that. So when you had a child, a birth announcement was proof of that child's birth. And she's got you believing that there's something wrong with them using a birth announcement as proof of that person's existence. If you know anything about doing research into family genealogy, birth announcements and newspapers are a huge part in helping you locate your lost relatives and your family. She used an AI called Face to Face, and everything that I'm finding and hearing people doing and using that. Let me look it up for you guys real quick because y'all don't seem to have the ability to look things up for yourselves. Face to Face AI generator. It's an open AI generator, and lots of people are debunking this app. Let me find those for you guys. Let me find the women I was watching the other day. Because they're hilarious. And one of them actually did this. Let me find. I should have pulled it up before, but I didn't think I would be going on doing this for you guys. So let me just pull up. While it's playing. I did too, Stephen. Oh, anyway, guys. I can't find it off the top of my head. And I guess it doesn't matter because the point is, all right, if you read the lawsuit, you just know this is insane. It's insane to think that that is her father. Missing this all up for you guys. So sorry. I'm trying to pull it up so you can actually hear what they're saying.
Here, you're not actually intelligent. You might be an idiot, but then I use the software that Xavier Poussard introduced me to, the World Economic Forum's Face++ software that he used to show that Brigitte Macron and Jean-Michel Trogneau. It's a really good software, and the more that I use it, the more familiar I am with how it works. And not to be mindful of that, but to forcefully reject these tech lords. I don't know how this software works, but I've learned to trust it. No chance. I am so off the AI train. I really trust that software, and it only further commits me to Xavier Poussard's research, which is that Brigitte Macron lived as Jean-Michel Trogneau. And that software has proven to me that she really has.
But like, also don't trust AI at all.
Yeah. I mean, trust it, but then don't trust it. Just depending on what day it is.
I mean, she is just a piece of work, man.
And where did that AI come from? The World Economic Forum. Who did she marry? Into the British elite royal family. She was Protestant Christian in 2020, and now she's part of the SSPX. Yeah. And for the ones of you tired of Candace, so am I. So let's lay this to sleep until she comes out with something else completely and utterly ridiculous. But it is what it is. You guys don't forget, we're Zooming tonight. If you'd like to row in my boat, buy me a cup of coffee, buy the dogs a treat. YouTube doesn't pay me. Why? Because I'm not going to lie on my channel. Love you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe.